Right now, breaking news on News Channel 8 Today.
Deputies shot right now. A manhunt is underway in Hillsborough County to find the gunman who put a deputy in the hospital. We have a crew on the scene right now, and we'll have live updates in just a couple of minutes.
Bracing for rain, we're watching the radar this morning, expecting more rain to fall today, possibly on areas still trying to dry out from flooding.
The waters are still high in some parts of Pasco and Hillsborough counties. Right now, emergency crews are preparing to make sure we are all ready.
And we have team coverage this morning to keep you safe. Adrian Pedersen and Melissa Beckman are live in the field to show us preparations and how people are coping. Good morning and welcome to News Channel 8 Today. I'm Candace McCowan. Jean is on assignment.
And I'm Gail Guayardo. Before we go out live, let's get right to Lee Spann and Leslie Lacey this morning. They're here to make sure you have a safe start to your day, and there is a lot to talk about.
And that's right. We are officially under a flood watch now for Citrus, Hernando, Pasco, and Pinellas and Hillsborough counties. And here's the reason why. Front is already around the I-10 corridor of Florida, and along that front, the rain chances are enhanced. And again, that's why we have the flood watch until 8 o'clock tonight for areas that not only will see heavy rain today, but areas that just can't hold any more rain. And what's happening is that the moisture is coming in off the Gulf of Mexico. I'll zoom in and show you. Heaviest rain actually up in Levy County right now, but some pockets of rain around Sugar Mill Woods and Lecanto and Citrus County. We had this one area near West Chase, which is heading toward the Veterans Expressway in Hillsborough County, but it is quickly diminishing. We also have some pockets of rain around 75 in Manatee and Sarasota County. So here is what I expect to happen through the day. As this front sinks south, we really get this moisture to stream in off the Gulf of Mexico. So during the morning, good rain chances near the coast and north of I-4, closer to where the front is. But as you head into the afternoon, these things kind of combine. The front gets in here. We're still dealing with an onshore wind. So at 1 o'clock, we could see these pockets of rain in Hillsborough, Pasco counties, places that can't hold any more rain. If you're wanting some relatively good news, look what happens during the afternoon. Most of the heavy rain heads into Polk and Highlands County and over toward the East Coast. Those are areas that did not see the most intense flooding last week. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. But in weather and traffic on the 8s at 6:08, I'll go into the amount of rain I expect today. Leslie, how's traffic on the 8s?
Well, of course, we're still following this manhunt breaking situation here in the Thanona-Sassa area, where we do have some roads that are closed, and this is due to the manhunt. Williams Road is blocked between Greystone and Ripley Road. This particular neighborhood, just avoid it if you don't have to go in there. If you don't actually live in there, just avoid it in general as they continue to search for the suspect who actually shot a deputy this morning. All right, let's go ahead and hop over now and talk about Pasco County, Trouble Creek at Rowan Road. We've got a collision that's tying up the intersection there, but no injuries involved. And then a house has been moved this morning and been transported. And, of course, the house is pretty big. And here's what's going on here. 9th Avenue North is actually blocked between 4th Street and 9th Street while they try to get that house off of its hitch and into its location. That's a look at weather and traffic. And now back to Candace and Gail.
Well, you just saw there's no relief on the radar for flooded out families across Tampa Bay.
Yeah, this morning we are already seeing more rain, and federal official emergency management workers are keeping an eye on it too. Melissa Beckman is live at the Emergency Operations Center, where FEMA damage assessment crews are set to arrive in just a couple of hours.
Good morning, Gail and Candace. Yeah, those FEMA crews are set to be here around 7 o'clock this morning, and their plan is to head straight out to all those flooded neighborhoods around Pasco County. They want to see the damage firsthand and talk to those affected.
I have pretty much nothing but the clothes on my back right now, so I just need some help.
And there are a lot of people in need right now. Just the day before FEMA's arrival, Pasco County opened the doors to its first flood recovery center. County officials tell 8 on Your Side the floodwater has damaged or destroyed hundreds of homes in Pasco. After FEMA tours those flooded areas today, it could take several days or weeks before they determine if Pasco should be declared a federal disaster area. Now, for those looking for more immediate help, the county's Flood Recovery Center is located on the 2nd floor at 7536 State Street in Newport Richey. It's open today from 11 to 7. Now, we plan to be here when FEMA arrives at 7 a.m. to get updates for you, and you can find those updates throughout the day on WFLA.com, and we will also have some news updates on News Channel 8 during the Today Show. Candace?
Yeah, a lot of people nervous as this rain continues to move through. Thank you, Melissa. People in Pasco County affected by the floods may be able to get help with temporary housing. The Pasco County Community Development Division is offering hotel vouchers. The vouchers will cover up to 2 weeks of this hotel stay. And you can track the storm too in the palm of your hand right throughout the day. Just download our Weather Max app in the App Store on your smartphone.
Now back to that breaking news. A manhunt is underway in Hillsborough County right now for the gunman who shot a deputy overnight. Our Lindsay Mastis joins us now live from the Winn-Dixie parking lot on Fowler Avenue in Thanona-Sassa. Lindsay, you're near where all this happened on Greystone Road. Do people in that area need to be concerned?
Well, we're told that there is still an active manhunt going on right now. We're being kept about a mile away from the scene. And when we went to the scene a little bit earlier, we were told to leave the area. Now, we're told that that area is completely safe at the moment. But of course, if you see anyone suspicious, then they want you to call the 911 immediately. Now, the deputy, Scott Rainey, he's the one who was shot in the thigh this morning. He's in the hospital with his family. He, along with a couple of other deputies, were called out to the 9400 block of Greystone Road because someone called 911 and said that they heard shots. Well, they began searching on foot, and when they saw a man near some duplexes, they decided to approach him. As they're walking up to him, we're told he opened fire.
Unfortunately, one of our deputies was shot in his thigh. Fortunately, although it was a very serious situation and the deputy could have been killed, he is in stable condition and expected to be released from the hospital shortly.
And they're expecting that deputy to be released in the next few hours. Now, deputies did return fire. They do not know if the suspect was hit, if that person is injured. That's why they want everyone to be on the lookout. And we're still waiting for a description of the suspect. Right now, deputies are talking with investigators, and they're trying to make sure that when they put that description out, it's as accurate as it can be. As soon as we get an update, we'll let you know on air and online. Gail?
But the scary part is if the suspect is so bold that they would shoot at deputies, you know, there's no telling what they might do. So thanks for that update, Lindsay.
Citrus County detectives believe they solved the SunTrust bank robbery in Inverness, arresting this woman, 32-year-old Ellen King. After posting surveillance video, they received dozens of leads and confronted King. Detectives tell us that she quickly confessed to robbing the bank, taking around $1,300 out of desperation over severe debt. Former President Jimmy Carter is battling cancer. Through a statement, the 90-year-old stated that during recent liver surgery, doctors found cancer that had spread to other parts of his body. He'll be undergoing treatment in Atlanta. Carter's father, brother, and 2 sisters all died of pancreatic cancer.
Developing this morning, the casualties are mounting from a massive blast in China. 12 firefighters are among the 44 people killed in a massive explosion at a warehouse in China. It happened at an industrial warehouse in the northern city of Tianjin. You can see the bright, fiery cloud of smoke fill the air there. The blast caused tremors for miles around. Well, the time right now is 6:08, and back at home, weather is really leading the news because we can't use any more flooding in the Bay Area.
That's right, and we have heavy rain in the forecast for today. Not a lot happening right now, but we are under a flood watch. Citrus, Hernando, Pasco, including Pinellas and Hillsborough County areas. It saw very heavy rain, and right now, some intense downpours happening in Levy County. There's even a flood warning there. But throughout the day, I think our smallest rain chance, of course, this morning between 8, 9, and 10. You'll see a couple of showers along the coast and a few showers in Citrus and Hernando. By 11 a.m., though, I really start ramping that rain chance up to 60%, keeping it at 60% through the evening with a high temperature of 89 degrees. So between now and about 1 o'clock, most of the rainfall amounts will stack up in Citrus and Hernando counties and right along the coast. Here's some relatively good news. Now, as you head into the afternoon and evening, notice where some of the heaviest rainfall totals are. In Polk County, in Highlands County, Hardee and DeSoto. Not as much in Hillsborough, Pinellas, and Pasco County. Now, this forecast model isn't putting very much at all. I do think there will be some, but thankfully the areas that had the most intense flooding last week are not in the bullseye of the heaviest rain for today. But any rain on top of the saturated grounds could impact those flooding conditions. So again, downpours, especially inland. Front's going to hang around, so rain chances remain in the forecast tomorrow. And the saturated ground quickly leads to flooding. Let's check in on the traffic situation. At least a lot of the roads are dry this morning.
That's some good news,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. But we definitely have our share of little pop-ups here and there. The interstates look good, but on the surface roads now in Pinellas County, we've got two problems, folks, and they are affecting lanes. We've got an injury crash here just outside of the heart of downtown St. Petersburg, 13th Avenue South, right at 9th Street, reportedly tying up lanes there, so keep that in mind. Again, injuries involved in that accident. All right, let's take a different view here. And we've got a house that was being moved on the roadway, and it's finally got to its location here, but 9th Avenue North is blocked between 4th Street and 9th Street. They've got to get both sides, both halves of that house off the hitch and into its location. Meanwhile, over here, Trouble Creek Road at Rowan Road, still tying up the intersection in Pasco County, a collision, and then, of course, the manhunt that we're following this morning with breaking news here. Williams Road between Greystone and Ripley Road is blocked. This is in the Thanona-Sassa neighborhood area, so keep that in mind. Avoid that area at all costs this morning unless you have to go there. That's a look at weather and traffic on the 8s. Back to Candace and Gail.
All right, thanks so much, Leslie. A missing jet skier rescued after 12 hours at sea.
Yeah, we'll show you how he survived while potential rescuers kept passing him by.
Coming up, if dealing with flooding isn't bad enough, Tampa Bay residents are bracing for more rain today. We'll show you how they're trying to get prepared.
Also ahead, summer fun could be helping your child develop bad habits. 8 on Your Side shows you how to break those habits before it's time to go back to school. Time now is 6:11, and you're watching News Channel 8 today.
Our big story this morning, we are bracing for more rain. This is a live look at Storm Team 8 Max radar, where you can see the showers moving in offshore. Some parts of the northern Bay Area are already seeing rain falling right now, but it's the last thing that many areas need with flooding still around. Lee, of course, will track it for us in about 5 minutes in weather and traffic on the 8s. But first, our team coverage continues now with Adrian Pedersen live in Newport Richey. So, Adrian, it has to be so frustrating for people already dealing with flooding and now more rain in the forecast.
Good morning, Gail. That is for sure. We are in the Griffin Park neighborhood in Newport Richey, and as you can see here, we certainly do not need any more rain. As I'm shuffling through the water, it's about halfway up my boots, and you know what? I have to be so careful because I can feel potholes all underneath here. It is going to be a mess when this eventually clears up. And with more rain on the way, we're talking to residents here who are simply praying for the best.
I am very frustrated. I have no water. My pump is underwater. It doesn't work. The other side of my house, the water seemed to go down. The reason is it went into my septic tank.
Michelle, who you just heard from, lives in this area, and now her water is contaminated. So 8 on Your Side has what you need to know. If your home is wet, you need to try to fix it up as soon as possible. Then once it is a little more dry, prevent it from happening again. Put in those sealants as well as barriers right away. And now, okay, it's time for you to grab a paper and a pen this morning. You really need to know this. I have a number that you should write down. The Resident Information Center. That is the place that will have everything you need to know, as well as send help if you need it. So the number is on your screen right now. It is 727-847-2411. And here's something else you need to know. Pasco County is setting up community input meetings. So once all this flooding is all over, they want to hear from you what went well, what didn't go so well, and that is a great way to have your voice heard. Of course, we will stay out here all morning long and let you know. Right now, not raining yet, but we'll let you know as soon as it starts.
Gosh, my heart breaks for those folks. First the flooding, then contaminated water. They seem to get one blow after the next. All right, thanks, Adrian.
A teenage jet skier is recovering this morning after clinging to a buoy for 12 hours before being rescued off the coast of New Jersey. Dylan Gowan watched potential rescuers keep passing by him before the Coast Guard found him. He swam to a light tower in the ocean when his friend's wave runner started taking on water and sinking. He could see the search going on for him, but nobody could see him in the dark.
News Channel 8 is your back-to-school headquarters. Family vacations and summer camp are some of the best things about summer break. But all that free time could have your child developing bad habits. 8 on Your Side's Jean Ramirez shows us how to break those behaviors.
What time do you go to bed?
I go to bed like at 11:30.
Oh, goodness, yes.
Staying up late is a summertime norm that quickly becomes a bad habit. It's one of many.
And what have you been doing this summer?
Playing football.
How many hours a day do you play football?
About 4 or 5.
Starting now, child psychologist Wendy Rice suggests parents help kids cut back little by little.
I'm just not a cold turkey kind of person. I don't think it works as well.
Her patient, Grace, is now going to bed an hour earlier every night. Grace's dad brought her in when he became aware of her bad summer habits.
It's like I'm eating lunch and Grace is getting out of bed, looking all disheveled. I think electronics into the evening as well.
If your child puts up a fight, the doctor says it's okay to incentivize.
Non-tangible rewards, like seeing friends.
She adds now is also the time to start forming good habits, like reading. And if you spot these warning signs, Rice suggests seeking professional help.
And they're starting to have nightmares, and they're expressing a lot of worry, or they're having trouble eating, or they're just crying or petrified.
Well, for anxious children, the doctor recommends you remind your child about seeing their friends, maybe a favorite teacher, or that fun art class. But I'm dealing with all that right now. It's 6:18, and unfortunately, the Bay Area is dealing with more rain, the last thing that some parts need.
All right, just last week, some of the most intense flooding we'd seen in years, and now the flood watch back in effect for Hillsborough County, still having standing water in places like Brandon, Pinellas County, Pasco County. Obviously, you just saw Adrian. There's standing water and contaminated water in this area. Also up to Hernando and Citrus County, that flood watch until 8 p.m. We're already watching just a couple of showers this morning, not the heaviest rain right around Sugar Mill Woods in Citrus County. Small area of rain around Gulfport heading into downtown St. Pete. And again, just some spotty rain around Anna Maria Island in Manatee County and along 75 in Sarasota. So again, more isolated this morning. Sort of our smallest rain chance is happening right now. By noon, we really get into more of the heavier downpours, bringing that rain chance up to 60%. Here's the front. Now, just north of the front is a lot of dry air, very comfortable across most of the southeast. We are obviously south of this front where there's a lot of moisture to work with. So during the day, we get this onshore wind to bring in Gulf moisture, to bring in showers from the coast. Plus, you add in this cold front to give us even more rain, so that at 1 o'clock, Hillsborough County, Pinellas, Pasco, seeing some pockets of heavy rain. Now, here's a little bit of good news. As you head into the afternoon and evening, some of the heaviest rain moves into eastern portions of the county, like Polk and Highlands counties. And again, that's areas that did not see the most intense flooding, but still could cause some areas to flood quickly. 50% rain chances still for Friday and the weekend. Leslie, how's traffic on the 8th?
Oh, we've got some big issues. I have been following these two issues out in Pinellas County as I've been talking about this injury accident here, folks. Martin Luther King, I just got an update, also known as 9th Street, is now blocked both directions at 13th Avenue South. This collision that I was mentioning involves a truck and a pedestrian, and that is why you've got both of those lanes at Martin Luther King blocked. So what you can do is you can come over here and take 4th Street instead of MLK. It's a pretty good alternate through the downtown St. Petersburg area. Also in St. Pete, as I was mentioning before, we had this house that was moving along, and they're trying to get it completely off the hitch here. 9th Avenue still blocked between 4th Street and 9th Street there. 275, though, looks good throughout Pinellas County. We've got a big collision with injuries, tying up lanes here. Turner Road at Ehrlich Road, and this is not too far away from Hutchinson. Meanwhile, a good drive on our Veterans Expressway. Also, the Suncoast Parkway looks good, and still tying up lanes here. Trouble Creek at Rowan Road out in Pasco County. When I come back, I'll have an update on the road closures and that manhunt in Thenona-Sassa. That's a look at weather and traffic, and now back to Candace and Gail.
All right, thanks so much, Leslie. Want to win $100?
Well, your chance is just ahead.
We'll be right back.
Time now is 6:24, and it's the News Channel 8 Back to School Bucks giveaway.
And it is time now to announce today's word of the day. Today's word is eraser. How I used to like to clap those things. Now go to our Facebook page, enter today's word of the day, eraser, along with your contest entry, and you could win $100.
We will contact our winner later today, and if you don't win today, be sure to try again tomorrow. We wish you luck. Well, weather and traffic on the 8th is just 3 minutes away.
We'll be right back at 6:25 on this Thursday morning.